Hello there. So lots going on with the forecast as we go through the next few days or so. For today, well, the rain from last night has now moved out of the way and it's certainly not too bad out there at the moment. For most of us, dry now with some bright or sunny spells. So as we go through the next few hours or so, staying fine with some sunshine at times, but you can see that cloud will eventually start to increase. And we've got the next system working its way towards us. That's going to bring some rain as we go through tonight. Could be a tricky rush hour for some. We've also got a Met Office weather warning in force too. Those winds will really start to strengthen. We're looking at wind gusts up to around 50 miles per hour as we move through tonight. So here's how it's looking. Outbreaks of rain, that will be heavy for a time. Strong gusty winds as we go through tonight. So squally out there. But you can see by the end of the night, largely dry, clear skies. The winds will become lighter and it's going to turn chilly out there tonight. Temperatures there down to around 5 degrees. So a bit of a nippy start to Friday morning. There will be some sunshine around to begin with. In fact, all in all, not a bad start to the day, but make the most of it. You can see as the day continues, the cloud will increase and that's ahead of some rain coming our way as we go through Friday night and into Saturday. Strong winds associated that too. We're expecting some stormy conditions out there. Hello again. So some pretty lively conditions coming our way as we go through the next few days. For today, well, that weather continues to go downhill, clouding over. Eventually we're going to see some rain arriving and those winds will be strengthening too low. At least it's not too cold today with our temperatures between 11 and 13 degrees. Now, as we go through this evening and tonight, you can see we're going to see quite a lot of rain. Could be a tricky rush hour and strong gusty winds too. We do have a Met Office weather warning for, so those winds gusting up to 50 miles per hour for a time, but it will be quieter by the end of the night with clear skies. Not a bad start to Friday before stormy conditions arrive as we move into the weekend. Hello again. So the weather could be quite disruptive for some of us as we go through the next few days. Tonight we've got one system bringing rain and strong gusty winds, and it will be quiet for a time on Friday before this next one works its way towards us. Now this is actually a deep area of low pressure being named Storm Daria by the Met Office. It's going to bring some very strong winds with it and some outbreaks of rain. As I say, could be some disruptive weather to watch out for too. Now coming back to the rest of this evening, well, for a time we're going to see some outbreaks of heavy rain and strong gusty winds. Those winds potentially gusting 50 miles per hour, but it will be quieter by the end of the night, becoming drier and calmer and turning a little on the chilly side of our temperature there, down to around 5 degrees. So Friday morning gets off to a quiet start to the day, quite chilly, but there will be some decent sunshine around at first. And actually, for much of daylight hours, it's not looking too bad. But as the day continues, thicker cloud starts to work its way towards, and eventually that storm will be tracking its way eastwards, bringing cloud outbreaks of rain and strong gusty winds too. So not a great start to the weekend. As I say, wet and windy in places, and it's going to be turning much colder out there too. Bye-bye. And be prepared, more stormy conditions are on the way. Join me at the end of the programme. Hello again. So there is the potential for some very disruptive weather as we go through the next few days. The Met Office do have various weather warnings in force. It's going to be stormy out there, wet and windy at times. Now the reason for it, we've got one band of rain going through us tonight. It's quite windy, then dry for a time on Friday. Then this next system starts to sweep its way through Friday night and into Saturday. Now the Met Office have named this storm Dara. It's going to bring some outbreaks of heavy rain, and as that rain moves out of the way, those winds will continue to strengthen too. You can see just how tightly packed those isobars, 50, 60 miles per hour at times. Now in the meantime, for tonight it is blustery. We've got further showers tracking their way eastwards. Low overnight will become calmer and quieter, dry with some clear skies and turning a little on the chilly side of our lows there, down to around 5 degrees. So all in all, not a bad start to Friday morning. A bit nippy out there at first, but there will be some decent sunshine. But as the day continues, the cloud will start to increase. Now it looks like for us, it will stay largely dry during daylight hours, but it's going to be feeling cooler than of late. Highs are 6 or 7 degrees. Now, so as we go through Friday night and into Saturday, you can see this storm brings outbreaks of rain, some very strong winds. As I say, could be some disruptions out there. Do take care if you are heading out and about. So Saturday itself, wet and windy for many of us. That clears out of the way. Drier on Sunday, and eventually the winds will start to ease off. And the good news is, as we go into next week, looks like high pressure will build back in, so we're going to become drier out there, but temperatures will be staying on the cool side. Bye-bye. Hello and a very good evening to you. So brace yourselves for some stormy conditions as we go through the next few days. The Met Office have named the next storm, Storm Dara, which is going to be working its way towards us later on Friday and into Saturday. You can see here it will bring some outbreaks of heavy rain, and the squeeze on the isobar shows us it will be very windy too. Potential wind gusts for us 50, 60 miles per hour at times, so do be prepared for that. Now in the meantime, for the rest of tonight, well, those winds will continue to ease off. Still perhaps one or two showers, but for most of us through the small hours, quieter, drier, clearer, and feeling colder than recent nights too, with our temperatures there down to around 5 degrees. So all in all, not a bad start to the day on Friday morning. It will be a little chilly out there at first, but there will be some bright or sunny spells, and actually for us it looks like it will stay mostly dry during daylight hours. But you can see as the day continues, the cloud will increase, and then eventually as we go through Friday night and into Saturday, we're going to see outbreaks of heavier rain arriving, those winds really picking up too, and that's taken us into a very unsettled start to the weekend. Bye-bye. Hello there. So Storm Dara expected to bring some outbreaks of heavy rain and very strong winds later on today. But ahead of it, plenty of dry weather across the region, some bright or sunny spells, but cloud increasing later on, as I say, turning wet and windy as we go through this evening. Do take care. Bye-bye. Hello again. So the potential for some very disruptive weather as we go through the next few days. The Met Office have various weather warnings in force. It's going to be turning stormy as we go through Friday and into the weekend. Outbreaks of heavy rain and strong gusty winds too. Now as we go through the rest of tonight, we've still got that front working its way east. It's still quite windy for a time too. Then it will become quieter for much of Friday daylight hours. That's before the next storm works its way towards us. The Met Office have called this one Storm Dara. Now we'll be bringing some outbreaks of heavy rain, but I think the main concern on this is the wind. You can see the squeeze on that isobars. Certainly going to be very windy for us. Potential wind gusts 50, 60 miles per hour. Now coming back to the rest of this evening, where you can see we've got more of these showers pushing their way eastwards. Behind it though, the winds will start to ease off. It'll become quieter, drier with clearer skies and feeling a bit colder than recent nights too. Those temperatures there down to around 3 degrees. So a nippy but a quiet start to Friday morning. There will be some decent sunshine around first thing, but as the day continues, that cloud will start to increase. Now it looks like for us at this stage, the bulk of the region across more eastern parts will stay largely dry during daylight hours, but rain coming its way into the west, and those winds will start to pick up too, and feeling quite chilly, highs there of 7 or 8 degrees. And as we go through Friday night and into Saturday, you can see here outbreaks of rain. Those winds really start to strengthen as that storm sweeps its way through too, and that's going to take us into a very unsettled start to the weekend, but hopefully quieter and calmer by the time we get to Sunday. Do take care. Bye-bye. And Storm Dara is on the way, but how will it impact our region? Join me later to find out. Hello again. So there is the potential for some very disruptive weather as we go through the next few days. The Met Office have issued various weather warnings. In fact, we've got an amber warning as we go into the weekend. Storm Dara bringing outbreaks of heavy rain and some very strong winds too. Now, as we go through tonight, we've still got some wet and windy weather working its way across us, but then it will become dry for a time. That's before the system starts to sweep its way through as we go through Friday night and into Saturday. You can see they're bringing outbreaks of heavy rain. And as that rain pushes out the way, the winds are going to become even stronger too. You can see this squeeze in that isobar. So for us, we're looking at wind gusts inland 50, 60 miles per hour, and out towards coastal areas, we could be looking up to around 80 miles per hour in places, so do watch out for that. Now, as we go through the rest of tonight, we've still got further showers sweeping their way eastwards, quite blustery for a time too low for most of us as we edge overnight, becoming drier and quieter, clearer skies, and colder than recent nights too, those temperatures between 3 in Kendal, 6 at Chester. So a bit of a nippy start today, tomorrow morning first thing, the odd shower, but actually we'll get to see a bit of sunshine at first, and for a good part of the day it will stay largely dry, but you can see as we go through the afternoon, thicker cloud starts to work its way towards, and eventually this rain will come our way as we go through late part of Friday afternoon and into the evening. As I mentioned earlier, those winds then will start to strengthen, and a colder feeling day for many, highs there 7 or 8 degrees. So you can see as we go through Friday night and into Saturday, stormy conditions, outbreaks of heavy rain and strong gusty winds in places. Do take care. Bye-bye.